Challenges are inevitable. It's our choice whether we suffer our way through them or we embrace them and find the joy along the way.
So the Speed Project is a race from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, around 340 miles.
It's a 6-man relay. You've basically got to run, tag the next person by hand, and keep doing that. You can split it up in however many distances you want, 200 meters, 400 meters, 1,000 meters, 2 miles, 6 miles, whatever you decide to do as a team.
There's like no rules. It's a relay, OG team, 6 runners, 3 women, 3 males, and it's just get there as quick as possible by any means possible.
So the team name is On a Mission, and there's 6 of us. There's going to be me, there's going to be George, there's going to be Hercules, Meg Sutherland. I knew that she's one of the best girls in high rocks, but she also runs ultras and she's got a bulletproof mentality. We also looked at someone from the UK, Megan Davis, and then our final female is Montana.
So I knew Jake through high rocks, but not overly well, and then Jake hit me up to do the Speed Project. It's something I've always wanted to do, but obviously logistically there's a lot of things that have to be organised in terms of cars and RVs and teams as well. So when Jake invited me to be a part of it, I was pumped and jumped at the opportunity. Jake is such a tough human, and I think having a leader like Jake was great because at every opportunity he was jumping in to run, even when he was injured as well, as in he got a sore calf or Achilles towards the end, and he was still putting himself out there and limping his way through it. So I think having a leader that's willing to bleed and hurt as much as possible is the best thing, because they're leading by example. It was so great to meet the team. Everyone was so welcoming, and I honestly didn't have any expectations. I think I was a little bit naive coming into the challenge. I've run an ultra marathon before, well I've actually probably run 4 ultra marathons, but I had never done a relay style event where you're keeping a high pace for a long period of time. So I'd also only been to LA once before, so I really didn't have any expectations, which was probably a good thing. I was just open to the experience and ready to rip.
That part where like there's no RV, are we still going to take both ramps?
Yeah, both ramps, we're going to need both ramps. The team that's going to be going are the content guys and then the runners.
No, the only poisonous ones are the rattlesnakes. There's like 3 different kinds in the desert, and they will be coiled up. All the other ones are just like chilling.
What about at night? They'll be hiding. Too cold.
I can't wait till it gets to that point where everyone's oversleeping alarms by accident and we're all like, wake up, go.
You'll never see it again if you want.
Morning, you okay?
Morning.
Feel good. The good thing is I don't know what's ahead, so I've not got that realisation of the pain. So I've managed to sleep and I'm excited. Where if I knew how much pain it was going to be, I'd probably be like, oh, I don't want to do this. But fuck it. It is what it is.
That car there.
Right, so this is it. It's my watch won't even work. It's 12 minutes past 3 in the morning. We start at 4. We're just about to drive to the start now. We're all packed, we're ready. The boys have been up they've been up all night, making sure that we've got all the supplies.
Saying you all good? Yeah.
So the night before, I didn't actually have any sleep. I think I don't know if I was jet lagged or just excited. So I was a little bit nervous about the fact that I had not slept a wink, because obviously I knew I was going into a 35+ hour event. But I mean, it is what it is. What are you going to do?
Right, the runner never stops. The runner just keeps going until someone's there tapping.
When I got to Santa Monica, I just thought it was so sick that there was just a bunch of people there wanting to do something crazy like this. As in, that's so cool that there was that many teams, 80 teams of 6, who wanted to go and run 300 miles from LA to Vegas. So it was just the coolest thing ever. Everyone had such high energy and getting there, and I'm so glad we all went to the start line and got to be a part of that hype and obviously see Jake take off, lead the team out. It was just so exciting. I loved it. When we were running, I think we took off way too fast, as in for the first while I was probably dropping 3:30s, and you were trying not to, but you were just so excited to get out there and run. We obviously had a plan to run mile efforts, but very quickly that plan went out the window and we were just kind of picking distances that were around a K to a mile and just running as fast as we could. But we very quickly were split up from everyone. I don't know if we took a different path or maybe we were just out the front going so fast, but it was just so much energy and so much fun. I feel like that was one of the highlights, was definitely the takeoff.
Well done.
Jeez, that was great. I got way too excited. Yep. Dropping 3:30s and then slowed down a little. It's like, it's hard to look at your Strava and run at the same time.
Straight ahead.
Straight. Next one, just up the hill.
Those hills.
They're disgusting.
Oh.
Good.
Good job, Meg. Well done.
Yep.
It was pretty funny because we obviously had the plan to do 1 mile efforts, but we very quickly realised by how hilly it was that was not going to work if we wanted to keep the pace that we were running. So then we just changed it really quickly and started doing smaller efforts and hitting the hills, although it was really luck of the draw what you got. It felt like I was getting all the hills at the start. But everyone just jumped in and rotated really quickly. So I think it was a good decision to do shorter efforts and switch more quickly, because everyone was really fresh at the start. And I think it resulted in your heart rate didn't ever get too high. It kind of maintained a pretty steady heart rate the whole time, which I think was a good strategy to have.
Good?
That one hurt.
Okay guys, so we're 2.5 hours in. It's just come in sunlight. We're about 25 miles into the race. We've come out of LA. We're now over the hills and onto the other side. Everyone's feeling good. I think everyone's running at kind of a rapid pace. Like, I think we're hitting like 330 kilometers. So like everyone's, you know, it's 2.5 hours in and everyone's tired. Like, but that's kind of like a good thing, because that's how it's meant to be in these races. Like, you know, you get a long time to rest. Like, I'm just chilling now. So yeah, I'm excited.
So I loved as soon as we had teams alongside us. I feel like that was one of the only times that we really had teams around us. So when we were competing against them, I mean, I think they only had 4 people in their team. I'm not even sure if they had a team of 6, but it was just so fun to be up against a team. But with camaraderie too, as in we were high-fiving each other and pushing ourselves. And I think that concept of a worthy rival is was really featured there, as in they were pushing us to go harder, we were pushing them to go harder, and had they not been there, maybe we both wouldn't have gone as hard as what we did. So I really loved that part. And then obviously getting out into the mountains, I love nature as well. So I just remember looking around and just thinking, this is just so sick, as in who's doing this? I just thought it was so cool to be out there in the landscape and just doing such a crazy challenge with such great people.
What's going on, bro? How are you feeling? What's the chase?
Dude, we're literally just halfway through. We're neck and neck with Koreatown Run Club. Them guys are fast. We're all running 330 to 350 Ks. It's getting tough. I've just checked my watch and it says I've done about 50 kilometers up to now. So we're just over a marathon. I'm about to take a little break. Jake's fucking flying. But my quads are hurting. That's the only issue with me now. My quads and my calves. I've never really had pain in my quads before, so it's something new. But yeah, looking forward to taking a break, but enjoying it. It's getting into the night now. It's 6 p.m. It'll probably be dark in an hour or so, so that's when it'll get really tasty.
I genuinely feel like I think I've just adjusted the focus as well, so it's probably not even in focus. But, yeah, I feel like a dad holding the camera.
This is how it's being filmed.
Yeah.
Like this.
You can't beat Army!
Yeah!
You can't beat Army.
It's the small things.
We've just gone a little bit off-road, as we're not allowed on freeways, so this is kind of like the only route to where we're going to start the powerline route. So
I think that was like the most experiential part for everyone. I think we were all super excited for it because we'd heard that this is a shortcut and it cuts 40 miles out of the main roads, and it's something a little bit different. The terrain's different, there's nobody around, it's about to go dark, so you don't know what to expect, you don't know what's going to be in front of you, at the side of you. And we got onto the path and it was just like, it felt like something out of Dune. Like the sand was all over the place, the runners were switching over and the cars were just creating this like storm of everything going on, but there was no noise because you couldn't hear anything. There was no houses, but you'd just hear dogs bark in the background and you'd see the stars above.
I was actually excited. I think that was when I was like, oh, this is the legendary TSP that everyone knows, and that powerline route. And then I remember when we first got on it and it was like, okay, 95 miles or so on this straight, kind of just not even giving in or entertaining any tiredness. It was just really just trying to be present in the moment and enjoy it.
We were rotating through, some people were in the car and some people were in the back of the truck, and it was really funny because you'd do your run, jump in the back of the truck, and there'd be a couple of people in there. You'd start having a conversation with them and then they'd have to go on their run, so you wouldn't finish a conversation, and then they'd jump back in, you'd jump back out. So you just had all these half conversations with everyone the whole time. It felt like kind of speed dating your crew, which is hilarious. And so I also really enjoyed that part of the race. Everyone was flying.
Is anyone hurt?
I mean,
Yeah.
no more than expected. Let's go, Pat.
I think everyone's a little bit sore, aren't they?
Yeah.
Just a little bit, but like no injuries.
We're all in there together, so.
Yeah.
No
Can't
injuries.
complain.
And the stars are out, so shit's gonna go down soon with that alien.
So when we started the powerline route, the terrain was actually quite good. It was just a little bit sandy, a little bit dusty, and it was fine to run on. But as we got further in, it started to get worse. And you know, some parts were fine, some parts weren't, and you know, you'd kind of, your foot would just sink straight in to the sand in some parts. So it was getting quite tough, and with the lack of light as well, it was a bit of a challenge. We did have head torches, but we had to actually get a truck to follow us from behind to light up our way as well, just so we had extra light on where we were placing our feet.
I know a lot of people get lost on the power line too, but we felt like we were really on track in terms of the direction that we were going. We stayed in line with the power line. So I think we just felt really confident with where we were at, and obviously nothing had gone wrong to that stage. So yeah, everyone was just flying and high vibes all round.
I started to realise that this road was not built for the truck way before incidents happened, because it just wasn't driving in the way that we needed it to. We actually couldn't get in front of the runner quick enough every time, A, because it wasn't wide enough, and B, you had to drive so slow to get forward. So I was like getting concerned, like, oh, man, if we get stuck out here, it's going to be like a real issue. And I think Em was driving and we went to take a turn to get back on track. And I remember in my head just hearing the truck go boom, and I was like, that's it, we're stuck. And I think no one had really realized that we were definitely stuck. And I remember everyone stayed in the car, and I instantly just got out and went over to the other truck where Jake was, because I was like, he's gonna be on his own for a while now, because this truck is not moving. And we went over to, I think it was Cesar, Diego, Tommy in the other truck. Jake was like, I'm just gonna keep running on while you guys get that one sort of unstuck, but I knew that's going to be there for a while.
When it got stuck, we initially were trying to obviously dig it out, and the girls were pushing it out. And Jake and Herc decided to keep running while we tried to figure out what was going on, and the content truck went after them. But then we quickly realized we were either going to need more people to help push the truck out, or we were going to need to be towed out or something like that, because it was in really deep.
Right guys, it's fucking difficult. They can't get their truck out. No. Can we go back for him? Yes. I can't leave you, bro. Oh, fucking. Give me my phone. I'll just leg it. It's right, it's fine. What charge is it on?
I don't think that's
What charge is it on? I don't think it's a good idea.
It's like 70.
Yeah, keep your phone, bro. So you got. Hey, Jake, take your phone. You got enough charge. We won't be that long. We'll be quick.
Do you want to come with me? We just run it together.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah?
Two's better than one.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, two of us?
Yeah, and then we can bring 2 more people back.
It's pitch black, it's like 2, 3 in the morning, and it's just me and Jake. I had the torch on my phone, and it was like, we're just gonna keep running until the guys can catch up. And 1 mile passed, 2 mile, 3 mile, 4 mile, and it just kept stacking up until we realized we were really out there on our own. And that was like disaster number 1.
I remember driving the content truck into the runner's truck to try and get it out of this sand pit, and we eventually got it out. We broke the truck, but we got it out, and then it got stuck again. So I was like, right, we can't waste any more time. Jake's been out there running for like half an hour on his own. No lights, no hydration, no food, no nothing, just in the pitch black. He doesn't know where he's going because we're on this power line route and it's not really a road at all.
The content crew was so nice to stay with that car, which they really had no way out. Like, it was really bad reception because we were in the middle of nowhere. The truck wasn't working, but they stayed with that truck and just decided they were going to figure out a plan. So props to them, because Jake and Herc had been running for quite a while by themselves through some pretty gnarly terrain by then, but we obviously didn't want to stop running. So then we switched cars, got in the four-wheel drive and kept on going, and there is no way that two-wheel drive car would have gotten through the rest of the terrain. So I guess it's somewhat a blessing in disguise that that's what happened, because you guys definitely needed to go back out the other way. We picked up Herc and Jake. By the time we got to them, they were really tired because they'd been running for such a long time. And I think that's when Megan hurt her knee as well. So I think the snowball effect of problems and Montana started feeling sick, I guess meant we needed to adapt our strategy and obviously lift the energy. I mean, George and I were the two that were probably feeling the best at that stage. So we just tried to lift and do more kilometers for a little while and try to get some momentum going again.
At that point, I'd been out so long with Jake that me and Jake was like, do you have half hour? I have half hour. I'm like asleep in the back and I can hear people talking like PSI. And I'm in my head like half asleep and I'm like, they're talking about, did they just say 4 PSI? I'm like, no way they're saying 4 PSI. We
just decided, okay, well, we'll just keep driving, and I remember Jake said, okay, if it gets down to 15, we'll stop. and change the tyre. And then it gets to 15, he's like, oh, we'll get down to 10. Gets down to 10, we'll just get down to 5, and then got down to 5 very quickly, and then it just went 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So I like get up, I'm like, get up, I'm in the back of the truck, I'm like, what's going on, what's going on? And George is like, the tyre is gone. And I'm like, okay, we've probably just got a slow punch. I look down and there is no tyre. We're just driving on rim.
So it is 1:45 in the morning, and Montana is the only one of us that knows how to change a tyre, so we've pulled over and it's freezing.
Probably honestly lucky that we were on sand and not on road. I don't think we would have made it as far as what we did, and I don't actually think we would have made it a mile further. We stopped because we were going to change the tyre, and we just couldn't find one of the key drill parts to actually let down the spare tyre.
And I remember Em was looking at me going, Meg, it's so bad, we can't keep driving. And I was like, I don't know anything about cars, so I was like, just keep going, it's fine, it'll be fine. We got out and I just looked at it and thought, I did not think it was gonna look like that. I mean, all the rubble was nearly off the wheel. We're pretty much just driving on the rim.
We're like 10 miles away from the next bit of road. And then at that point, I'm like, we got 2 trucks down. We're DNF in this race. And I just remember being gutted, thinking against all odds, like everyone's ready to keep going, but operationally, like we can't go on. And I think this is the part where the crew, it just shows how important the support guys are.
Jack, Diego, what are you doing in the desert?
Have you guys? Do you want to get?
And then we all just jumped in the RV. The girls got to have some rest, and we just decided we were going to do a little bit longer blocks at slower pace so that we had more time to rest in between them as well. So we rotated through the 4 of us, so probably 4 or 5 hours from about midnight to 5 a.m. We were running off the back of no sleep, so it definitely challenged me. I think that was the point where I started to feel, actually to be fair, I started to feel a little bit sad and a bit frustrated. And then I just thought, that's so silly, like it's going to be a challenge regardless. We're going to finish it regardless, so it's up to you whether you want to have a positive mindset to get it done or you just want to suffer your way through it. And I decided, I'm here with the most amazing people in such an amazing place, like let's freaking enjoy the Hurt Locker and suck it up and get it done.
Good to see you guys.
We're looking fresh like nothing happened.
I gotta finish this thing.
By that stage, I started hallucinating a little bit. So I said, boys, I think I hadn't slept in probably 40 hours, yeah. So I said, I think I just need to have maybe half an hour sleep and then I'll be good. But right now things are starting to get a bit weird. It felt like I had finally fallen asleep, and then I reckon I felt like I was asleep for 5 minutes, and then I heard, hey Meg, can you wake up? And part of me was like, no, but at the same time, you're a team, you want the best for the team. And I genuinely knew I had strength in me, so I knew I could keep going. So I thought, well, it's better me than the girls because they were so crook and injured.
You try anything? I feel like I'm doing real damage to it, you know. Yeah, I just knew straight away. It was like a pain that I haven't actually ever felt before. And it was the type of pain that scares you in a way. That's really hard to kind of gauge, like, what have I actually just done? Like, I feel like something not good has just happened there.
Yeah, I'll go, let George sleep.
Killing my hamstrings. We're now doing some sidestepping.
How you feeling, G?
A little cooked, but we good, bro. Keeping it moving, keeping it ticking.
Everyone's pretty fried. You want to pan that camera around to the room. I know, Herc's fresh, bro. That's a runner right there. Meg's got a few pains, Jake's got a few pains, Megan's got a fefew pains.
Can
And I think Montana's actually passed away. Has anyone checked up on her?
She's Why keep going? Why keep going? So we're not at the finish line. Always got to keep going. No matter, like, mate, we could have lost all the RVs and the camper vans and 6 team members. I'm pretty sure everyone on this team would have ran to Vegas himself.
And when we were about 60 miles, I said to everyone, all right, everyone's getting in the truck. And looking back, I feel bad for Megan and Montana because they were in a bad way. But everyone just got in the truck and I just said, we're going to rotate through the 6 because everyone was very tired. I was starting to feel little niggles come on as well. So just thought if everyone gets in the truck, maybe that will be helpful. So everyone, all the runners got in the truck and we just started rotating through. But for some reason, it just felt like the miles were going so slow from about 60 miles onwards. So after that, I could see the girls, and then Jake started getting injured. We're not in a good way. So I said, you know what, you 3 go and have a sleep. Just go and rest, do whatever you got to do. George, me and Herc will do a rotation for a little while and then we can switch, because it felt like if we were just going to keep running as a 6 the whole way home, there was nothing to really look forward to or split it up. It was just really long. So we split it up with half an hour on, half an hour off, and we rotated the teams. And I think that helped because you could at least go, okay, well, every half an hour I'm going to get a rest. Even if you're not sleeping or anything, at least you're just off your feet. Then the girls just couldn't keep going. And Jake joined back in. So then we were rotating through a 4 again. I think just like adapt and improvise is basically how the whole thing went. We're down to 30 miles to go, and it's just me and the boys and Jake, who's also out here. The last little bit, it felt like we couldn't see Vegas for ages. I was thinking, when is Vegas coming? We just followed this really, really long road for such a long time. And there were some pretty grueling hills towards the end. I think Montana joined back in, such a trooper. I felt like the vibe started to lift because Jake had been struggling with an injury, but I remember at one stage he had his phone out and he ran for ages by himself, and he was just singing to himself, so like out loud he was singing with his phone, and he just looked like he was having a great time. And I think that really helped. We stopped for an ice cream because Jake loves ice cream, and that helped as well. It was like the little things gave us energy to continue. Oh, yep, this feels great. Oh.
So on the lead up to Vegas, it was quite mountainous. We actually had to go through a valley before we actually could see Vegas. But as soon as we saw kind of like the lights, the buildings of Vegas, I think it boosted the morale of everyone. And I think this is what kind of kept us going towards the end.
How was it? It was long. It was long, but we got there in the end. We didn't give up. Yeah, it just feels good to be here. No, it's a hurt.
It was just cool to have the whole team there again and everyone be in good spirits and get to the end, plus have the support crew and the content crew there as well, because it really was a team effort. We couldn't have done it without everyone else. So I think that was my favourite part, was seeing you guys there as well, as we ran into the finish and just thinking, okay, this is actually done, like we did it.
Done it without the star couple. Mike and Holly. Round of applause. And the other star couple, of course, Jake and Emily. Well done for doing everything and driving and setting this all up. It's been incredible. I'll never forget it. My knees will never forget it. And I'm sure everyone else won't forget it, right? No, seriously.
Running is such a powerful tool to unlock your true potential, because it forces you to get real with yourself. Your insecurities, your weaknesses, but also your strength. It gives you an opportunity to build self-belief, to find out who you are and what you're truly capable of. We become better through the discomfort. We become better through the setbacks. We become better through the failures, when we choose not to give up.